So where we were, that three groups attached to one carbon may be rotated with respect to another groups attached with another carbon. So for example, I have taken the example of N-butane where two carbons are there. This is front carbon and it is the back carbon. The front carbon is linked with two hydrogen, one methyl group. Again, the back carbon is also attached with one methyl group and two hydrogens. It is the diagonal elongated lines. By that single bond, these two carbon are linked with each other. As it is single bond, it can be rotated, but with respect to the groups attached with this carbon. So these three groups can be rotated. All the three groups attached with this carbon can be rotated, but it will depend on the groups attached with another carbon. So here we can represent it. Two conformations are available here. This is called staggered conformation, as the groups attached with back carbon is far away as possible as the front carbon. The three groups are as far as possible with context to that three carbons attached with front carbon. So this type of conformations are called staggered conformation, and it is best suited and energy least. So we can convert it in this type of conformation. In which way? See that CH3HH, these three groups are at the same position like that, but here the position of CH3HH are being changed. In which way? If we rotate that single bond in clockwise or anti-clockwise, then see that CH3, it can be upward, hydrogen can be downward. So contemporary, this hydrogen will be, again it will be rotated. So as a whole, these three groups can be rotated with respect to the three groups of that carbon. So by that way, we can represent that three groups in this way, which is called the eclipse conformation. Why? Because the three groups attached with back carbon is just behind that the same group of this front carbon. So it is called the eclipse conformation, as the groups are just behind with respect to each other. So these are called the eclipse conformation. So here can be transformed into another conformation by rotating one of the key carbon. So by remaining that carbon static, we can rotate this carbon with respect to this carbon because of this single bond. Next one is Newman projection formula. What is that? Front carbon represented by a central point containing three bonds. So it is a dot. The rear carbon depicted by a circle with remaining three bonds. So front carbon with a little bit bigger one, bigger circle, it is also containing with three bonds. So for example, we have taken the Shaw-Horst conformation of this compound. Again, it is a single bond, so it can be rotated. The same thing is like that. This front carbon has three hydrogen. We can represent that front carbon as a dot, central atom. These also have containing the three hydrogen. Next is back carbon with a bigger circle one. Three hydrogen is attached over here. So by that, bigger carbon is also attached with three hydrogen. So we can represent or transform from Shaw-Horst to the Newman projection formula very easily. Our next is staggered conformation. The last one is our eclipse conformation. It is our staggered conformation, as again these three groups and these three groups are as far as possible, as far as away. So again, this front carbon is the dotted one, and the dot carbon is linked with three hydrogen. The back carbon is with bigger circle one, which is linked with again three hydrogen. So there's three hydrogen with the bigger circle one, which is the back carbon. Our next one is our zigzag projection formula. which represent compounds containing two or more chiral centers. So again, condition is it should have two or more chiral centers. Carbon backbone of the molecule is placed on the plane of the paper. Bonds above the plane can be represented by solid wedge bonds. Bonds below the plane can be represented by hashed wedge or broken lines. And this zigzag projection formula are used only for chiral centers having hydrogen as one of the substituents. Mention here that hydrogen is not represented in this zigzag projection formula. So, two or more carbon should be there. Solid wedge lines, hashed wedge lines, normal lines, and it should have hydrogen as one substituent for each carbon. So, in this way we can represent the D-glucose where the carbon, see, back one, front one, back one, and the hydrogen is missing over here. So this is the representation of zigzag motion. So all these are projection formulas, different types. Our next thing is rules for exchanging ligands. How can we exchange the ligands? There are some rules. First one is even number of switches, no change in the configuration. That means if we change the groups twice, two times, then there will be no change in the configuration. That means if the left one is R configuration, the right one, it should have also R configuration. So if the change is twice, like that, CH2OH goes upwards, CHO downwards. So one time change, CH2 goes upward, CHO goes downwards. Next one is they have interchange. OH has come to left side and hydrogen will be coming to right hand side. So twice changing. So even number of switches. So there is no change in the configuration. Both are R-glyceraldehyde. Next one is odd number of switches changes the configuration. So if we change the groups once only, then the configuration will be changed. See? Same position, OH, H8, same position, but we have interchanged the C2H5 with the CH3. Here, CH3 is upward, it is downward, C2H5 downward, C2H5 here is upward. So, if we consider in the configuration, it will be R, but after changing, it will be A. So, this type of changes or odd number of switches is not allowed for the configuration because the configuration of the compound will be changed. Next, 180 degree rotation outside of the plane of the paper changes the configuration. So now again considering the butanol, which is of R configuration, if we rotate the compound, see it is a backbone of that compound, and at 180 degree if we change it out of the plane of the paper, out of the plane. So CH3, C2H5 will be at the same side, but these two will be interchanged, and as a whole the compound will be changed with the configuration. So previous one it will be R. After changing 180 degree rotation outside of the plane of the paper, it will be S. So it is not allowed also. Our next topic changing is 90 degree or 270 degree rotation in the plane of the paper. It is also not allowed. So for this example, if we rotate it or exchange the groups in 90 degree or 270 degree rotation, then also the configuration of the compound will be changed. As for example, the first one is R, and after changing or 90 degree rotation it is S. So it is also not allowed. 180 degree rotation in the plane of the paper is allowed. In the previous one was out of the plane. It was not allowed, but it is in the plane of the paper. Then see that COH come over here, CH3 come over here, OH after rotation it will be coming over here like that, and that hydrogen after 180 degree rotation in the plane of the paper will be coming over here. So as a whole, 180 degree rotation in the plane of the paper, it will consider no changes in the configuration. So first case was R, and after the rotation of 180 degree in the plane of the paper, it is also R. So it is allowed. Then the clockwise or counterclockwise rotation of any three groups is allowed. That means remaining one group attached, no change. If we consider three groups, clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation, see like that, OH has come over here from this position to this. It has come over here. Hydrogen has come over here. So hydrogen has come over here. Then CH3 will come to this position. CH3 come to this position. So alternatively, the three will be changing. So at this position, this rotation is also allowed. So first one configuration was R. The last one, after clockwise or counterclockwise rotation of any three groups, remain that configuration also R. So it is also allowed. And here the CH2OH, we have not done anything with this groups. Only the operation is with three groups, H, OH and CH3. So thank you dear.